What's going on, everybody? Join right in time to watch me paint again. I wasn't planning on it, but here I am. No rest for the wicked, so I'm painting again. Matter of fact, I have my AirPods, so, well, they aren't even mine, but you know how it is. Let's get these plugged in. See if they show up. I don't know. I think they're dead. Oh yeah, they're dead. That's awesome. Well, I'll charge those later. So much for that idea. We're going to be painting some Rapala again.
And I chose this color because I need the belly to be white. It'll make this a little easier for me. We're going to desecrate some more fishing lures today. Dylan, why are you painting Rapalas? Because I can, big dog.
And at least while I do the white, I'm going to turn this fan on. Now when I go to do, I'm doing some Terminator crawls on these. So when I go to do the crawl lines, then I'll turn this fan off. But for now, it's going to stay on. You guys are new here. I do a lot of live painting. I haven't done an actual YouTube video in a while. I'll probably be doing that fairly soon. But we are painting today. I painted earlier. I painted a few crappie, I think. I didn't really get much painted today. It's crazy. It feels like it's been a long day. It really hasn't been that long of a day. So I woke up super late today. Now I'm doing a few at once. Kind of, if you're into painting, it's a good spot to come get some tips and tricks. For the most part, I'm an open book. I don't give away all my secrets, but, you know, I will tell y'all a lot of things. If you're just joining, if you wouldn't mind, double tap that screen. Some likes on here. It'll help boost the show up a little bit. Now this part is kind of boring because we're just putting white down. But here shortly, we'll be doing a few colors. You're probably wondering, why am I... One, it pains me because this is my favorite Rapala color right here. However, I'm painting them. Which, all the other ones don't bother me. This is my personal favorite color. So it's like, what am I doing? It sure looks like my phone's about to fall. And it is. Give me a second. This stand always likes to come down. Let's get this fixed up. What's up, Betsy? Guys, wouldn't mind, double tap that screen, get some likes on here. Really helps to boost this show up a little bit. We're out of paint. So I'm changing these into some crawdad lures. I'm kind of in the middle of working on a set. This is just one piece. I'm not anywhere near done. I've been making some pretty good progress this week. However, it's only Monday. Okay. Now I'm going to see. Sometimes I have to do 2 layers. I think with this color, it's not going to be a problem today. I think I could probably get away with 1 color, but I got to see. Hair dryer comes in handy. It's like probably the best tool I got, to be honest. Thank you guys for the hearts and everything. It really does help boost up the show. And so I'm really just trying to get rid of that undercoat. And to be honest, I probably would be best off doing 1 more layer. Just because I could see the stuff below. What's up, Coda? Thanks for coming over and whatnot earlier and checking it out. So tonight, that wasn't a normal show for me. I'm really just trying to clear out some of my stuff. And I'm working on right now doing some new stuff. So a lot of that stuff tonight was stuff that has just been stacking up that needed to get out of here. I have some bigger orders coming this coming week. But none of it is stuff that you would have seen tonight. So you gotta bear with me on there. Some days, is that a magnet? What in my hand or what's holding this? It's like a what would you consider? It's a helping hand. So it's actually used for soldering. But it works great holding up fishing lures. Now we're just gonna, I think 2 coats is gonna be plenty enough. And then we'll be able to hit it with the main color, which, surprise, surprise, is actually gonna be white. But it's gonna be a shiny white, so. I really didn't have any intentions on coming on here, but I figured if I'm painting, I might as well do it here for you guys to watch. Now, if you look, and it's very faint, but as I dry this, because right now you don't get a good idea of what this actually looks like. As I dry this, you'll start to see some of that under pattern, and oh, there goes a chunk of stuff, whatever. I don't want that to be on there. I don't want to be able to see this undercoat. I'll be honest, this one isn't that bad. I could probably get away with not spraying this one again. I don't think I'm going to, because after that next snack, see, I'll show you It's kind of hard to see because it doesn't focus. You can still see that branding right there. Yeah, I could paint some of those. So that a lot of that stuff. I have a show on Whatnot Friday. That's really when you would see something like that. I'm really right now. I'm kind of working on something. It's, to be honest, it's not. I don't want to say too much because it's still work in progress right now. After this coat, then we'll be able to do the next white, and we can move on. Now you see why I have the fan. I will definitely paint one for you, though. What's up, brother? Okay. We're done with that. Stuck at 39. Do you ever try posting like fishing videos? I know people love that. Okay. We're gonna throw this out. And we'll move on. Now the next white is just a shinier white, and I don't really know if you guys can be able to see the difference. You'll definitely be able to see the difference when I move on to the black. These, I like these because really it's 1, 2, so white, white, black. It's 4 steps. Now granted, the black does take a little longer than normal, but it's not terribly bad. And we're just going to start with this one. It's still a little wet. I'm going to go ahead and get my other white loaded up. And we're going to knock these out after this part. Then we can go ahead and start doing our colors. And I mean, it's going to be really hard to see, but that's not exactly the same white. There's a little bit of shine to it. Go ahead and give it some air. And this is still a little wet. You can kind of tell. Just gonna knock these out really quick. Two more, and then we get to Put some patterns on these bad boys. One more, and then we get to do a pattern. Can I get a woohoo? One more, then we get to have some fun. You always got to do the boring stuff first, unfortunately. And this is the boring part, in my opinion. And once I get this done, I can turn this fan off. And I mean, not my hairdryer fan, but the legit airbrush booth fan. Be a little quieter. You can hear me a little better, I think. I think I'm coming through fairly well right now. All right. We got the boring part out of the way. Now we get to do our design. Now I'm going to go grab one so I can kind of match it up exactly to what I've done earlier today. I guess really earlier this weekend. You guys can get an idea of what we're going to do here. Going to be putting some crawl lines on this. And I call this one the Terminator crawl. What'll happen is put some black on here to do the crawl lines. And I'll do some red and black eyes. And that'll give it kind of a Terminator look. Let me grab one of these lures that I've already painted, and I can kind of show you guys what the plan is with this. We're going to be doing sea witches. What's up, brother? Am I feeling okay? I don't know. Dude, I slept really late today. I'm going to be doing this, but it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a Terminator. So, on Whatnot a couple times, on here a couple times. I guess technically if you count the Whatnot stream on here, it's 3 times, but I cleared out a lot of space. I ordered a shitload of DTs earlier today. So, have to justify spending as much money as I did. Wow. Did you get that on Whatnot? Can you tell I've done a lot of crawls? I mean, I could not have cut that any better if I wanted to. Buyers. No kidding. Number 40. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'll tell you, this is definitely the last show today. And those Sakamatos are expensive as can be, dude. Holy cow. Okay. Now I need this one that I have over here to cut out. And then a dot. I'm only painting these 4 lures because right now, did you see how those crappie came out? I guess I never showed anybody with the eyes on them. I still gotta clear coat them, but pretty sick. I got a whole bunch coming. I'll probably get them by this weekend, I think. Let's see, where's my other dots? There they are. So if you're just joining, like I said, we're going to be doing, it's really a very simple pattern. We already got the biggest step done, which is priming this thing. It's one thing about these, dude, you got to prime them a ton. Now I don't want to put the mask on, but I don't really feel like breathing in stuff.
Hopefully you can hear me. If I sound like I'm muffled, it's because I have a mask on. One with a filter, of course. One of these days, I'm going to come on here and paint that Bagley shed. One of these days. Not today, not tomorrow. Probably never. Well, I ordered, let me get this line up, I'll tell you. I ordered 60 from one vendor. There's a guy on Whatnot that I'm going to be buying a bunch from tomorrow. I'm really trying to find more OG Slims. I don't really think you can get them through distributors anymore. I have like 4 distributors and I can't get them. It came out to like $7.16 a piece, which is pretty good because online DTs I think are $12.99, the cheapest you can get them. Now you might be able to find them cheaper in store, and I'll tell you what, if I sat on Whatnot, I could probably find them cheaper. The problem is getting that many at once. And so I don't know. I might. Hopefully, I get them sooner than later, and I could kind of play into that a little more.
The DTs are really, now I will say it's a lot easier to get the Slims on Whatnot. You can't really find those. There's only one seller I think that has a lot of them, and I highly doubt they'd sell them to me. bulk. I reached out to them and they just didn't respond. But it's a very big seller. Oh, sweet, dude. I have to go meet him in the morning. Try to if I'm awake. This week's been all over the place. I know we're only on day one, but like this morning, dude, I slept later today than I have in years. I'm excited to get these. What I'm planning to do the rest this week is get the rest of the ones I have right now painted up. I gotta absolutely, first off, this is just random. So these Mylar stencils, they last forever. I mean, they are wicked cool. Like, I've had this one for months, at least 3 months now. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys have seen it before and it's been super black. I just put it in soak off. It's like brand new now. So that's why like I'm getting so many more dots than I have, because all the holes have filled up. I see. I'm really bad. I'm really bad about cleaning stuff until it's too late, you know. Till it's been 3 months and there's 3 months worth of paint stuck on it. Yeah, be honest, dude, I really haven't. I know it sounds bad. I have not gone fishing much this year. I've just been so busy. This is bad to say. I think I've probably gone fishing 3 times all year. And it's been a very warm year so far. I was really looking forward to my favorite color bait, the red crawl. Where we're at, I have a lot of luck with the red crawl, and I will say too, I almost have better luck with shad work really good, but with bluegill colors. Bluegill colors are some of my best. And I don't even just mean like my painted ones, I just mean in general. Bluegill around here is really good. Crappie. I say that, but there aren't very many crappie crankbaits. So I'll probably go out this weekend with a few of those DTs and give them a go. No, really, red crawl around this time and into summer a little bit. And it really depends on the lake I'm at. A lot of lakes around here don't have them. It seems the further south you go, you'll have more of them. But right directly around me, shad and bluegill. I know a lot of people here like, I can probably pull one up. Let me finish putting these lines on, and then I'll get it pulled up. I've done a few different kinds. I will say I seem to have better luck with my like first design ever, which is crazy because it's not nearly as good as the newer ones, I should say. But What's up, Superfly? I actually just took a picture of a bluegill when I was fishing with Matt a couple weeks ago. So I'm like, well, if I'm coming out here, I'm going to take pictures of something to paint. They're not very bluegill. Actually, more of a sunfish looking. That's a very crisp picture, by the way. And there's a few other. That might actually be the only one I got right now. Yeah. I guess I went fishing earlier this year and oh no, this is the one I took a picture with when I was with him. Sorry. It's a very orange. You have a little bit of lavender up in here. A little bit of like almost lavender again here. There's not much bluegill. There's not much like bluegill in the sense of what you think of a bluegill, you think of bluegills, you know.
I ended up painting that one. Here's a crappie. And the crappie is not very, you see a lot of yellow. I can't believe this phone takes really good pictures. And the back isn't actually black, it's kind of a green. And they have more of a silver. At least this one. Now this was out of a private lake. Dude, I find that the Lucky Craft 1.5, that blank is fire. And I know a lot of people don't like using it. It's like one of my least popular ones, but that one is fire. I fished that one a lot. Other than that, to tell you the truth, dude, I'm more of a soft plastic guy.
Out of that bluegill, is that what you're saying? Or the 1.5s? I think those 1.5s, they don't really get much love from people that buy from me, but I really think those are some of the best ones. Dude, I got a ton of them. Freaking ton. I just think they're good fishers. I will say like the SRX blanks you can get, those are really, really, really good too. Thank you, buddy. Been having a lot of people tell me I need to try fishing glides, and I simply refuse, everybody. I did take a Mike Bucas out a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give it a go. And after like 20 or 30 minutes tossing that thing around, I'm like, all right. I don't get that much time to fish, so.
Well, it depends, dude, because that one was a very specific color. It's kind of odd how that one looked. It's not typically how they look around here. Unfortunately, I think that's the only one I got. Sick, dude. That sounds cool. You have to send me pictures of it. There we go. We got the Terminator. Now I'm not done with it. I'm going to put some shift over it. And I'm going to wait till I do that to put eyes on. Otherwise, alright, I like surprises. Alright, how do we get this on here? I hate these helping hands, dude. I've got to do something different. That might work a little better. I see I've used those, but I can't, maybe it's just the shitty ones I got. They weren't very good at holding it. We're going to start moving a little quicker. I'm moving like ice water around here. I told myself I'm getting these done before I go to bed today. I think the helping hands are a little more sturdy. I just think that these Harbor Freight ones suck. Like, if you buy the nicer ones that have a little more weight on the you know, like the little actual base, they are a lot better. The Harbor Freight ones are cheap, and yeah, you can tell they're cheap because they fall apart pretty quick. Yeah, I agree. If you buy like the nicer one, they're so much better. Now, what would be smart, honestly, is to get some better X-Acto knives and some nicer helping hands. And say when you're doing a pattern, just have the helping hands hold it up. What's up, Jackson? This is random. I went for a drive earlier after I got done with my Whatnot show. And, dude, I must have been downstairs all day because I knew it was thunderstorming. I was driving up there on our road here and a ginormous tree fell. And I mean ginormous. And I was saying, I don't know who it was, but saying, oh, they freak out every year about tornadoes. There's never been a tornado here. And then I remembered last year there was a tornado like maybe half a mile from us, or that's an exaggeration, 5 miles from us, heading directly towards us. I'm like, okay, maybe I just forget. Funny, it was my mom I was talking to. I'm like, yeah, that never happens around here. And then I'm like, well, actually, now that I think about it, that one was heading directly towards us. Yeah. This is kind of morbid, but so this has been quite a while ago. But I worked with this person, and
they were going to Joplin to buy a new car, and I'd never been to Joplin, and I kind of just had in my head, I'm like, this place is gonna be a dump. You know, like I don't hear anything good about it really, and we got there, and I'm like, man, this place is like actually really nice. And then I'm like, you fucking idiot. This place got hit by like the biggest tornado, like the worst economic tornado ever. And I'm like, that's what I realized. I'm like, everything's new because of that. It's kind of crazy. If you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, watch some of those documentaries. That stuff is crazy. I remember where I was at. It was 2011. It was May something. But my mom's friend, her daughter had just graduated. And I remember we were over at their house. And I was young enough that I didn't give a shit. But old enough that I paid attention, you know. And I remember they were like, oh, a tornado hit Joplin. I remember thinking, oh, it ain't that bad. And I didn't, until I got older, I didn't realize, I'm like, oh my gosh. I would never say never, Jackson, but you probably will never get hit by one. That's right. Hurricanes, yep. So I don't know what's worse. I guess at least with a hurricane, you kind of have a little more forewarning, right? You kind of know for a little bit. Now, I guess that doesn't really mean too much. Do I know? Are you saying anyone or? I was looking at a picture of Joplin. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess that makes sense because of how. I mean, they're more powerful than a dang tornado. I love balsa, and you look at Rapala and you're like, oh man, these things are perfect. As soon as you start spraying paint on these, you start seeing the imperfections, even from them. And it's nothing crazy, but like up top, you see kind of bumps. Kind of just a testament of how big of a pain balsa is. Huh. I guess that kind of makes sense. I've never gone down the hurricane rabbit hole. Maybe I need to do that. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not like ABS where you could repeat it exactly the same. You're never going to get the same wood. It's never going to seal the exact same. The density, although almost identical, will never be the exact same. I just love balsa because one, the action you get off of a balsa bait, you're not getting with any other type of bait. At least wood-wise. And I'll tell you too, I like balsa because if you're in cover. Really, I'm a big fan of square bill balsa. So you feel it hit something, you just let off for half a second, that thing will float up over it. Basswood's really good too. I think basswood's easier to work with. I don't think I know you'd agree with that. Balsa's got to be the hardest one to work with. It's not even a question. I wonder if Rapala is the world's largest buyer of balsa wood. I don't know who else would buy as much balsa wood as they do. Heck yeah, Ray. So, Jackson, right now, I do a lot of selling on Whatnot. However, a lot of the stuff you guys are seeing me paint here are going to be website exclusives. Now, I already have Midmo tackle set up. It's a matter of putting them on here. And so I'm thinking it's probably going to be, what is today? April 27th. It's probably going to be mid-May before I drop those on my website. But I really want to kind of do it big, to be honest. Maybe even make an ad. So if you just follow me on here, you'll see when that comes. I'm thinking I'm going to go above and beyond, to tell you the truth. How many flat-sided cedars are you making? I've never worked with cedar. But considering how good Poes are, it's got to be a good wood. Oh, yeah. The only stores I could sell in are local tackle shops. And even then, there's no point in doing it. I'm not famous by any stretch of the imagination, but I've built up a decent following. I would kind of be dumb to start trying to outsource my stuff. Because there's a lot of bait shops that will sell custom baits, but they're going to buy them at prices where they can make money, which is fine. There's no problem in that. But that means you have to paint like a ton to make any money or make it worth your time. Now, that's not always true, but for the most part. Dude, I'm excited to see those Poes. I know you told me about them. I thought about buying them. I ended up not doing it. But that's going to be sick. I found an old Pose. I was actually at a estate sale. Well, it wasn't an estate sale. It was an auction. A really old Pose in the box. And they're already carved out, too. Like, you don't have to... You just have to put the hardware in them. What's up, Bay? Could you send me that link? That'd be kind of cool. I know you've told me this before, and you know how it is. You guys know how slow I move. That'd be sweet. I honestly might get off of here and order some of those tonight. Because a lot of websites you can't get. It's a good way to just matte finish a shiny new bait effectively and cheap. Well, if it's something for yourself and you don't care about how long it lasts, if you go to Hobby Lobby, they have something called Mr. Matte, and it gives you a great matte finish, but it's not going to hold up. If you want to get a true matte finish, the only way that I know is you have to use automotive clear coat, and it will hold up, but like that's the best option you have with a matte. Oh, dude, I'm definitely gonna have to get some. That was a pretty tame show, to be honest with you. My custom paint shows, at least the past 2 weekend. The last one season. Dude, I can go grab it. I have a can and show you if you're really interested. But the thing is, and the reason I differentiate between, like, if you're wanting it for yourself or you're wanting it to sell, I wouldn't spray it on something you're going to sell. But if it's for yourself, this stuff dries pretty quick. I mean, if you take it out a day and it gets a little chipped, you just spray it again. Like, it's a never-ending cycle. I need to go look. I might have a couple. I know I used to have some. I think I threw them away, which was kind of dumb, but oh yeah, just get the Mr. Matte. It holds up really well. Matter of fact, dude, I might have the one I sprayed it on somewhere here. If you give me a second, I'll show you what it looks like. It looks amazing. Give me a second. Don't leave me. I'm gonna show you, brother. Yeah, I got it right here. I knew I had it. So I was actually trying matte with a few different methods. So this has kind of just been a test lure for me. And so this is what it looks like, and that's with a Lumilite underneath of it, and it has this, but it is not. Well, honestly, it's a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. You can see it's rubbing off a little bit. Let's just do a durability test, why don't we? And you can start to see that it's a little shiny. I've heard people say that matte's better. I don't necessarily think that you can dampen the colors. I don't really know how much the actual clear coat matters, because the clear coat is clear. So it's not, unless you're fishing, I guess matte has its place if you're fishing in super, super clear water. It might help. Boxes for your baits. What do you mean? Like for these? Like, are you talking about like this? I bought a shitload of Rapalas, dude. I have spent a lot of, like, I bought, these are original Rapalas that I've been just hoarding for a while now. So, and that's the only way you could put it back in a Rapala box. I completely sold out of my customs on Friday. And after how much I painted over the past couple weeks, I didn't feel like painting any. I've painted like 6 this week so far. And that includes, well, no, that's an exaggeration. I probably painted 20 or 30, but they've all been Rapala. If most of my custom shows are going to be on Friday, I used to do like live paints, but to be honest, it's not really worth my time. If I'm going to live paint, I'd rather come on here and you do it. Yeah, I know the Johnson Silver Spoon. You want to paint it black and put matte finish on it? Is that what you're trying to do? Be honest, I've been going extremely hard on the customs lately. Just because of excise tax. Now that I paid that today, I'm taking it easy this week, dude. I need to take it a little easier. I want to paint something I want to paint for a week instead of just trying to paint to make money. I end up owing an arm and a leg, which is so exciting. I love it so much. It's my favorite time of the year. We're actually making fairly good time tonight. I think we're going to get these about 20 minutes each, which isn't that good a time, but for a crawl like this, this ain't that bad. Especially sitting here talking. So far, painting hasn't become that for me yet. It becomes I will tell you, the only time it really becomes a chore are when I have custom orders. That's when it's like, I don't want to do this, which is ridiculous because those are the easiest. No, dude, yeah. Every single bait maker, it's like anything. It's one thing or another. They work fine. I went fishing with these. I've caught fish with them. And it's not, my camera's not really doing justice. When you spray black over pearl white like this, it's a silver. Now, to be completely honest with you, yeah, you fix one problem, next thing you know, you gotta get a new airbrush. It's like, come on. Knock on wood, I've been on a really good streak with this one, but I think people like this one because it's a Terminator crawl. Do I think this is going to be my best fish catching lure? Not necessarily. Ball, like, are you brushing it on there? Are you meaning like in the hook hole? No, I'm dipping. Dude, I would trust me. there's fumed silica. Get that and start brushing it on. The fumed silica makes it thick, so you can get thicker coats. It also addresses the problem of bubbles. And brush it on. You're still probably going to get it in the hook hole, but you could, what am I saying here? If you get that Alumilite in the hook hole or any UV resin or any clear coat, use a Dremel. Oh my gosh, I used to use a drill. Biggest waste of time known to man. Got a Dremel. Still takes forever, but it's definitely quicker. A hook. That's actually not a bad idea. $40,000 minis. What do you mean by that? Like powder painting? Even with the Alumilite, dude, is so strong. It's like almost impossible to get out. 40K Warhammer. See that, dude? I'm not. You see how smart I am. UV glow. That's what I need to get, dude, is a UV light and just be one of these guys. Look at it without the UV light. Yeah, all right. Because I do paint with the fluorescent paints pretty often. So it would shine up. Show up. Oh, dude, that sucks. Those aren't like something you can just go out and get every day. Matter of fact, I just realized, one, I shouldn't have sold that war tonight. That wasn't very smart. Because I've been eyeing that thing to paint for a while now. But I get this line. Why am I not getting, there we go. It was a clear bill wiggle pre-wrap. I sold to Muddy. Holy cow, we're almost done. It actually sold for a decent amount. It's a painter. I think it sold for like $10. But right behind me, what could we have in here? I forgot about this bag. I forgot about this until right now. What could we have in here? Oh, a pre-wrap Magnum wart. Oh, dude, these are going to get painted. These are going to get painted. Oh, what is this? A pre-wrap Magnum wart, wiggle wart. Wow. Oh, look at this. I paid $1 for that. I forgot. I haven't opened up this bag since I got it, dude. Square bill pose. That's pretty cool. So you guys see how much I look at fishing lures. $1. Look at this. Magnum wiggle wart. What's funny, and I probably shouldn't say this on here, I got this at a thrift mall. I ain't gonna say it, but I know the guy who owns it. There's another Magnum wiggle wart. How many do I have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got, I think 8. Oh no, I didn't pay $1 for the whole bag. I think I ended up paying $5 each for the mag warts. but I'm just to paint them. Now, magworts aren't nearly as sought after as wiggleworts, but they still are sought after. Dude, the wiggleworts are top notch. Or are you talking about the magworts? I've never fished a magwort either, but I do know for sure that wiggleworts catch fish, and a lot of them. The guy when I bought those, he's like, "Man, you should go trolling for crappie with these. They'll catch crappie all day long." I'm like, well, that would imply that I have a boat, big dog. This is at the Lake of the Ozarks. A hairy bait. You could use flock too. If you want to get that fuzzy look. Like if you want to look at like an old mouse lure, for example. How they get them to be, a lot of times they actually are fuzzy. But say you want that fuzzy look, you just spray some flock on there, and there you go. Paint skulls, that's cool. If you guys believe it, we're done. Not really. I still gotta do the back of this one. I don't even know which airbrush that goes to. And we're gonna put some shifter on these. And we're gonna at least do the base for the eyes. I guess that strikes me as something really good for largemouth. Now, I don't use them very often for the simple fact of I don't want to lose a wart. But I have heard they're really good. Oh no, chrome are great because they kind of present themselves as a silver shad. So if you have a shad heavy lake, chrome baits like rattle traps, people now don't understand how goated a rattle trap is. Rattle traps are like phenomenal lures. I remember growing up, that was my favorite lure, was the chrome with the black back rattle trap, and I smoked them with it. Even to this day, those are some of the best ones. Like people always think that now you have to use all this fancy stuff. A chrome rattle trap, dude, will catch fish every single time you go out, unless they're just not biting. A naturalistic green, that'd be cool. Might be the next one I do. I'll show you guys the shift we're gonna use. Oh, dude, and that's another one. You see, Sea Witch's nose. Shad Raps are the best bass lure on the market by far. I mean, if you're gonna go for proven over time, you're gonna, dude, they're fire. Even the jointed, and a lot of people don't fish for bass with the jointed. The jointed, especially in the suspending, in the summertime, you throw that suspending shad rap out there when the bite's slow. That's how I've caught my biggest fish, is that exact method. Oh, dude, I can't get enough of them. It's kind of like when I go out, before I give up, I'm going to throw one a Cinco every single time. Now, this is a perfect day. This doesn't always happen. But if I had to throw 3 or 4 baits, obviously a Cinco is getting thrown. A shad wrap for sure. a crappie tube, because if I can't get a bite on a crappie tube, there aren't any fish, dude. That's another bait you don't really see people use too often anymore. It's not as popular as it was. I agree. Those, I need to try those. I haven't tried them in the silent version, but after how much luck I've had with the rattling 1.5, it's got to be good. Just look at the back on that. The back on this is why I think people buy it. I think that's the only reason, to be honest with you. I got crappie on cranks too. I caught a huge crappie off the jointed suspending Rapala in the shad or silver shad. Huh, I'll have to keep that in mind, because that makes sense. Because rattle, almost every single lure you're going to have is going to have a rattle in it. I actually don't think these have rattles in them. Oh, yeah, I know that the bukas. And they have some really good colors in the Shad Rap. Like, their baby bass is so good. Like, that's in my opinion, one of their best colors. At least aesthetically wise. Now, the silver shad's good. The blue, uh-oh. Hold up. Dang, I need to get a better dang phone stand, dude. This thing sucks. I know you've told me to look that thing up a few times now, and I still have not. I think the jointed on the smaller would be good. They have, like, what are they, like the Raptor glides? The little tiny, little baby glides. I'm going to have to look. I was looking at all kinds of Rapala today. Like some, it wasn't stuff I was just looking through what this distributor had, and I was like looking at like top quality X-Wraps that I didn't even know existed. Magnum X-Wraps, I'm like, holy cow. And I'm like, these are expensive. And then I look them up, I'm like, oh wow, they sell for like, I didn't even know these things existed. This is the Terminator crawl. Now, you're going to only get to see one part of this, which is the red part. It's not, the eyes are, they would probably dry in time if I sat here and held a fan on it or a hair dryer. However, when you dot the black on, the likelihood of that running is pretty high. Dude, I got one of them. Eventually, I'm going to paint it up. I don't know what I'm going to paint it up as. A 6-inch Shad Rap. It's a big ass Shad Rap, dude. Holy cow. Sorry, I'm trying to clean this out really quick. That is a huge Shad Rap. Well, guess what? I got TGC said, I got a 3-foot floating Rapala over here. I'm gonna go toss tomorrow. going super shad reps. And Rapala is just, I don't know, they're like the best brand. You think you've seen it all, and then you learn that you haven't even started to see the beginning of it. 1.5. Holy cow. This is a big ass lure, dude. Alright. We're going to do red base. And I will put a black pupil on these. That'll be tomorrow morning. I don't, not really. Jointed stuff, I will say, depending on where you're trying to sell at. Jointed as in glides are huge. Like really big, really popular. I just absolutely hate painting glides, so I just refuse to go that route. 5 to 9 feet, yeah, that's pretty shallow. And when I think of shallow, dang, I need way more paint than that, dude. Come on. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't run. I gotta get a different. I mashed that down a little too much. To be honest, no. Not. I don't find that jointed is as popular. Man, that eyes. Before I just ruined this bait, we're gonna go ahead and. That is already starting to run. I'm not rolling the dice. So we're going to do that again. Hit it again. It's a little better. This paint does not want to go on very well. The Super Spook is really good. We might be switching paints. Because this is not working out too well for me. Are you saying take the saltwater hooks and put them on fresh water? Or vice versa? There we go. I'm not very happy with that side, but the more I sit here and keep messing with this, the worse it's going to look. So I'm just going to let it dry. I'll probably come back to it tomorrow and maybe I might just do it right now. I'm just going to take this and kind of wipe some of that off. Come back tomorrow and do another layer of the... We're not using that red anymore. That red's going to ruin these baits. Where's my good trusty red? Not transparent. I don't want that. Where is opaque at? Surely I got some opaque red. There it is. It's a darker red, but it'll go on a little smoother, I think. Am I losing my mind tonight? What is going on? I'm not on a very good streak of getting good eyes. That's good enough. Might have to get those stick-ons that you were talking about. Here we go. Maybe this will work. There we go. Finally. That's a good one. I don't have a dotting tool big enough for a big round thing like this. The dotting tool doesn't really work too well. Now they make other ones that I'm probably just not privy to that would probably work a million times better. But if you take this, and this isn't a soft Q-tip, these are really hard. If you take it and drive it down and flatten it, it actually works really good. And you see now that I've flattened it pretty good, it's actually working really good. That's a good base for it. Well, they won't let you buy them for personal use, but you know, if you're set up as a business, who's to know? I'll tell you, distributors are just people too. They want to get as much product out the door as the next guy. There we are. I'm sure somebody has. Maybe no one in here, but in general, there's got to be at least one person. Before I hop off, I'm going to sign these. So I'm out of stands now. I have a bunch of pumpkin seeds, bunch of bass, yeah, exactly. As long as you're set up as a business, they don't give a shit. Now, if you say you were buying every single Rapala, then they might catch on. But they're not going to. All right. This is the last one, and then I'm going to hop off here. I'll be back on tomorrow. I got to clear coat all these in the morning at some point. I will tell you, dude, that the Shad Rat prices are not that good. Not that good at all. I'll show you guys, for anybody that hasn't seen these yet. Here's the bass. See, I think that Q-tip actually works pretty good. For the middle dot, I use a nail art kit. And that makes that good pupil. But that outer circle, I think, looks really good. Snags, yeah. I'll show you guys the other one. That bass, I'm telling you, that might be my most popular one, dude, because they don't make it in that bait. They do not make it in that bait. And here's this is, I know a Rapala doesn't make this in any bait either. I know damn well they don't make a fathead minnow in anything. I know for sure. I know for sure they don't make one of those. And you know what else I know they don't make? I know damn well. I'm just showing off what I've been working on this week. I know damn well they're not making a crappie in an OG Slim. Or that's actually OG Tiny. Woo, I'm telling you, that's going to catch fish. I got one more to show, and then I'm hopping off here. I'll be back on tomorrow. The list is growing. The list is growing. I got about 1 million other ones to paint. I know for sure they definitely don't have a damn pumpkin seed in an OG Slim 6. I know that's a definitely they don't have that. So, I'm going to spend tomorrow. I got probably probably 25 I got to clear coat, and we'll get those in there. Picture of the gill. I will. I already got some painted up. I definitely don't have any, but I know I got pictures of them. And I know that might be the next one I do on that OG Slim is the bluegill. Matter of fact, I might go ahead and just take those off the hooks now before I hop off of here. As much as I really don't want to do a bluegill, dang, dude, I've really quickly, and I mean really quickly, killed off all these blinks I have. I'm just going to sit here and take these off and talk for a second. So these, I'm thinking bluegill maybe. Will be the first ones I do tomorrow. I'll feel a lot better about myself if I get them ready tonight. I need to find a better way of priming these things, so then I could just, one after another, hop on here and paint them. But these things, I guess I could always prime them before I come on. Duh. But they take a lot of paint to prime these. I don't have anything that's going to be too deep right now. I'm thinking maybe the deepest I have is a DT10, which is not very deep. But slowest is gonna, like you said, is gonna be a rattle trap. I'm planning on getting those. That's just a matter of finding them. Pains me to paint these because a lot of these colors I really like. Like the, what is this? Kosa Crawl. This one is not my favorite. This one is pretty sick. The Bream. That's what I'm saying, dude. These are such slap-on baits. And like you said, these are non-rattling. So with pressured lakes, these actually would be really good. Matter of fact, that's probably why they made them without rattles. Are they still? I want to look at this. So obviously that eye is printed on there. Are they still painting Rapala today? To this day? I'm gonna see. I don't know. This one over here looks like kind of pretty shitty. I was gonna say. I know they still paint some of them, but there's a really good video on here called how like Rapala, how they paint them. That's really good. Have a good night, Bay. I'm gonna be getting off here any minute. I'm just gonna go ahead and take these hooks off now. To be honest, I really just like the packaging of these. There's gotta be. I mean, I got a ginormous bag of rattle traps over here. We can look through one at a time. Surely one of them doesn't rattle. But there's gotta be not one that doesn't rattle. Got a huge bag of rattle traps, dude. I sold quite a bit of them. I wonder if the lipped ones. I always thought the lipped rattle traps were funny. Alright, after I take the hooks off this, I'm hopping off here. I'll definitely be back on at some point tomorrow. I really need to start painting for Friday's show, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I really don't think so. If anything, I'll paint these and try to sling these, which isn't going to go very well, but no, I'm holding on to them. I'm kind of I'm going to not do it until I'm ready, because right now I have quite a bit done, but I'm going to wait until I really want to go after it. So, alright, fellas. I'll be back on tomorrow. Subscribe if you want to see more live painting. I'll give you one last look at what I painted tonight. Matter of fact, that is actually dry already. That one is. I'm not going to worry about putting the pupils on, so I will talk to you all tomorrow.